Hi, JPO here again. Time for a new razor honing vlog. Today I'm creating a concave bevel on this smiling WoolfBlade. So I'm using these Venev diamond plates. That one side has been convexed, so it's a little challenging to use a smiling curve honed over a curve. So yeah, but it's doable. But yeah, I'm also using oil on this. So these tend to load up quite a bit if you're using them with just water, so they work really well with oil. And the ergonomics of these razors are really good for shaving, but they can be a little awkward to hone. But yeah, you really don't need to hone them that often, so that's a trade-off. So this this had a flat bevel, so this essentially cuts in a concave bevel. Yeah, now it's more or less set. It doesn't take that much time when you're using diamonds. So this this razor was shaving quite well, but it was a little too aggressive for my taste, so I'm going to try to give it a smooth JNAT edge. And I'm also using my Shapton G7 and Rockstar 10K to prepare the edge for the JNAT. These small stones are really handy, and they also feel like they're a little harder than the regular Shapton stones, so a really good option for especially for razors, and if you like to hone in hand, so it's a good option. Yeah, so this is the roughly 8K stone. So now these are flat, so now I'm most of the operation is refinement is happening behind the apex, and the bevel shoulder is more or less now not even in contact with the stone. And doing some pivot pin tightening. So these tend to get loose after a while, so it's handy to have this tool to tighten it up again. Yeah, so this 10K Rockstar is a really fine and good stone. It cuts this stainless steel really well. So probably one of the best synthetic finishers out there, in my opinion, for the price. Yeah, and after this I'm using this 0.85 micron G7 stone. I don't think this can be compared to the 16K, because this is probably one of the one of my favorite Shapton stones. The leaves are really consistent and fine scratch pattern. So I haven't used the 16K, but rumor has it that it's has some large grit particles or some issues. But this does not have any larger particles, or doesn't create a rough edge. So yeah, and it's also a notch finer than the 10K, but yeah, it's a really nice finisher if you just want a really sharp synthetic edge. So as you will see soon from the microscope images, these deep diamond scratches, they go up onto the bevel shoulder, but they're not going all the way to the edge. So we're shaving with the edge and not the bevel. So yeah, and I don't need a mirror polished bevel. Yeah, so these are quite deep, because I used quite a bit of pressure when I did this. But again, they are removed by these Shapton stones towards the edge, so they will not affect the actual apex. But at this stage, it's actually too sharp and not what I like to shave with. So that's why I'm adding a JNAT finish at the end now. So if I had tried to erase those scratches, I would lose some of the concavity and yeah, probably make the actual business end of the edge worse. So it's like chasing your tail. On most razors, I prefer to go to a JNAT probably after a 4 or 6K, but with this particular steel, I personally see a benefit of going a little higher in refinement on the synthetics before I go to the JNAT, because this natural stone doesn't cut the carbides in this particular steel, so you're changing the texture of the apex, and you're creating a different type of edge. But yeah, it's also a challenge, because these carbides are not cut by the stone, so you're also more or less cutting around the carbides, and it creates a very interesting edge. But it can, if you stay on these natural stones for too long, they you can also go backwards. So it's a trial and error, and by having a concave bevel, I ensure that I have positive pressure just behind the edge, and or more pressure, so that this wear-resistant steel can be cut. So that's part of the issue with this steel is it's highly wear-resistant and needs a little pressure to be able to cut it effectively. So for some reason, this particular razor is feels to me a lot harder than some of my big WoolfBlades. So, yeah, so just some stropping. These you just strop them as you would a regular straight edge. It's rolling your contact or working the blade in sections. They also benefit from a few passes on the linen strop. This is one of those steels I use linen before and after each shave. Yeah, and as you can see soon from the microscope, you get a completely different type of edge. And you can see these small dots that are the carbides in the steel. These are, as you can see, they are not cut, but they contribute in how the razor shaves and how it cuts. So these are really nice edges, in my opinion. Yeah, so that was it. Thank you for watching.